When you're ready to submit an event for Remake Learning Days, you're going to go up to the top right and select Submit an Event. I'm already logged in, so it'll take me right to my account, but you may have to log in if you're not logged in yet. When I click on this, there are a few steps, but we'll walk through it together. On this page, we're going to go through the different aspects that you'll have to know about your event. I've already filled them in to make this as quick as possible for you. So you'll need to know the name of your event. Our region is South Central. Then here, the organization is your organization. That's the one that you inputted for your account. But you can also add an organization if you're doing this event with someone else. Same thing with the host. It will input your name for you, but you can also add another host if you're collaborating with somebody on this event. It will ask you for one sentence to describe your event as well as a full description. It's important to note that the one sentence, they recommend 280 characters, but the full description, they tell you can go up to 500 words. You'll upload a photo. It says a photo of your event activity. This is obviously not a photo of my event because it hasn't run yet. So you decide what photo would be the best option for the web page. Then it'll ask more information about the audience. So who can attend the event? You have a few different options. You have options for the event cost. And then in regard to that cost, it will ask you for a little bit more specific information. This information about cost is going to be for administrative tracking only. It will not be displayed publicly on the event. They recommend that you ask for pre-registration. That's totally up to you. But if it's not something that you need, then you can always select no. And then if you are doing an RSVP or a registration link, it'll ask you for that website. It's okay if you don't have that yet because that one's not required. It's also going to ask you for a link to your organization's website. So I have a link for the actual event, but if you don't have a website page for the event yet, you could also put your organization's website. And then event tags are optional. This is where you get to type in the things that really stand out to you. The Career Ready Backpack Challenge is something that's associated with Remake Learning. It's a collaboration between the Pennsylvania Department of Education's Career Ready Coalition and Remake Learning. So if your event has anything to do with employability skills, such as communication, teamwork, problem solving, decision making, dependability, adaptability, planning, organizing, a customer focus, then you'll select yes. If none of those apply, you can select no. If your event will offer learners the opportunity to engage in career education and work standards, the important thing to note is that is skills such as career awareness and preparation, career acquisition, career retention, or entrepreneurship. Mine does not touch on any of those, so I'm going to select no. But if you answered yes to those questions, your event will qualify as a Career Ready Backpack Challenge event. It's important to note that students and schools may be interested in highlighting those Career Ready Backpack Challenge events if they're specifically looking for a career focus. If you are in Lancaster and Lebanon, we are IU 13. This gives you the intermediate units map, which is very helpful. You'll be able to look at all of the different intermediate units. IU 12 is also part of our South Central region. So I'm going to continue. So our event is primarily for older students. So I would say ages 11 through 13 and 14 through 18. And this is where you'll have to decide just your anticipated audience size. So are you hoping for no more than 15 attendees? Are you hoping for a really big event? This does not lock you in to a certain amount. It's just to gauge attendance. And then the primary learning themes are listed here as well. I'm going to switch over so you can see more about them. Here are primary learning themes. So if your event has anything to do with arts or being a maker or outdoor learning, science, technology, or youth voice, These are those main themes that we're really looking for to celebrate learning. Your event could potentially fit into many of these. So when you're submitting your theme, pick the one that you think is the best fit. So I'm actually going to scroll down to Youth Voice because they're innovating. You can choose a secondary theme if you would like, but you don't have to. All right, now I'm on step 3, and then it's time to think through the event timing. So the time frame for the actual learning festival is during May 1st through the 23rd. And if your event is during the festival, that's what you'll select here. Or it's okay if it's before or after that time frame too. It's Eastern Standard Time. Then you'll tell more about the event type. Mine is a drop-in event. And then we'll talk through the dates and start time and end time. Again, I can continue or I can save and finish later. I'm going to keep going to show you what the next step is. Here's our last step. It says event venue name, and this is important to note that if it's at your organization, it feels like you're doing this twice, but not all events are at your organization. This is where I'm going to put my information here as well as the county. Then you'll note any accessibility accommodations that your venue or your event provides. So you get to select what fits best for your event. If there's anything that's not listed here, or if you have additional information, then you can add it into these portions. Then down at the bottom, it talks about some marketing materials. These are marketing materials to highlight Remake Learning as a whole. So it's not going to be specific to your event, but you'll have flyers for Remake Learning or postcards or posters or social media graphics that you can then use to advertise Remake Learning and add your details on there as well. And then I'm going to select Continue. Now I'm at the end. I'm going to submit my event for review. So it asks you to read through the liability waiver and assumption of risk. Because you are inviting people to come to your location, we want to make sure that you read through that entire waiver. Then you are going to list the name of your organization as the event host. You'll select that you fully read the agreement and you acknowledge that it's a contract. Then you're going to sign by typing your full name. Today's date is the 9th. And then I'm going to submit for review. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is not what I've submitted. This is one that is happening this year in 2026. So here, this is what it will look like. All the information that you put in will be entered into a website that has all the great information that families will need, including the date, the cost, who it's for, and what kind of event. Here's the description and what to expect. The type of event again. They also list all the accessibility accommodations as well as learning themes and tags. It gives you information about the event as well as a nice little map here that shows you where it is. It gives you a button for the event website. It provides everything for you, as well as the opportunity for people to type in their email address if they would like to be reminded to attend the event. So this will be created for you based on the event that you submitted.